This is Kenya Lynham here, back again for another movie night review with you. But this is on a actual movie night files, the Alter Horror um, channel. There's a file. It's about an hour long on vampires, bite-size vampires part two is what it calls. But you are here with Kenya Lynham for movie night review number 279. So let's get into the movie night review right now. All right. So it is an hour long, FYI, just by the way, these files, and it's about four to five movies, short films on there. So check them out and all kinds of things. And of course, they're very gory, and it's about vampires. And some of the movies, the short films we have just watched, probably not like probably less than a week ago. All right, or less than a month ago is what I'm saying. So yeah, let's start off with the first short film. It's called Oh Daddy, and it's when a worker from it looks like he works as a security guard or something, and he comes across a bike in the middle of the road, and then he sees that it's a little girl's bike. He goes to try to find the little girl, and something happens right at the end, and it snatches the life out of something. All right, so if it's very mysterious, yes, so you would have to really get involved and get into that one because it's a lot going on for not a lot going on right at the end. Where's the little, well, the little girl is there, but it's a lot at the end where you don't see him anymore. And did she set him up? What actually happened? All right. Then the next file is, or short film is called, so that was Oh Daddy or Daddy's Girl. I'm sorry about that. One moment. Okay, so the first file was called Daddy's Girl. I am so sorry about that. Yep. Then the second file is called O negative. O negative. So um this lady wants, she has an addiction and she likes the seduction of the act, and the man is there to take care of her, but her addiction takes her over at a rate, but he's there to care for her. They're at a abandoned hotel and he goes to help her. They just seduced this broad, and something happens and she goes to do the deed on the lady, and they try to recover with each other, but it's just a lot going on. The seduction itself is something that looks like is more than murder. All right, so check that out if you like seduction. All right, then the third file is called Splinter. So there's an old vampire from the olden ages, and he's in a hospital bed, and they're uh, recording his last hours, of course, because he has a splinter or a piece of wood that is lodged in his chest, and he only has a few minutes or hours to survive. But anyway, he's there with his, it appears to be an old friend, but she appears to be a vampire as well. And she got the information that he turns into ash right after everything is done. But other than that, he has a long life that he wants to talk about, and he sees his life going in front of him. Now, that is that file. The next file is called, if I can get to it, Black Cat in a Dark Room. All right. So, Black Cat in a Dark Room, it's about, and now this is right at the tip of my tongue because I just seen this last film, but um there's some ethical resentment. All right. Now they're at a nursing type of facility, and they're taking care of patients. I may have missed one, but I apologize if I did. All right. All right. So the hospital worker, gets conflicted in regards to the ethics of her job because they are vampires and they're there to do a job to euthanize the patient. All right, to euthanize the patient, but she gets into a conflict of her own feelings in regard about it. All right, so yeah, so that's a deep kind of morality type of film, but still holding the tides of vampirism, you know. And on that one, you'll be able to see how things come together and why people don't stay with what they're trying to do typically. All right, you'll see it because when they go to euthanize, they're still a vampire. All right, so there's a lot of rules and regulations, and they're it's like a maybe a cult that just knows they're working in the system and that the patient has their last hours with them specifically. It's kind of like a minister, you know. But all in all, let me know your feelings about that last movie file there for Alter. So the subject for tonight is called patron. Well, yeah, patroning the peasant. Patroning the peasant. Now, if you're going to, bite size me, if you're going to size me down, if you're going to bite me, if you're going to vampire me, if you're going to ridicule me or addict me, well, please do not patronize me that long. Okay, so patronizing me is a way of getting into my um life files and saying, here, this is exactly what you are to me. This is exactly what you do to me as well. But if you patronize me, the subject, let me get back into the subject. I think we may have lost track. I may have lost track. Let's see. Patronizing me long. There it goes. If you get involved with patronizing me long, there's going to be no one left. I'm the only one who sees up. You're the one that doesn't see at all. So if people all kind of get around, if people all get around to get up into a limited type of viewing here. All right, limited type of viewing. You don't want to show them all the dirty until they get dirty with you. But if you patronize something a little bit longer than what's necessary, it's going to be done anyway. There's nothing involved with the person who just sits back and sits back. Okay, there's nothing involved with it. But when there's spectators and people that have to flock and riddle, then patronizing long is a way of murdering the soul, not the spirit. All right. And then when the spirit goes up, it only says it's Halloween or it's fuck night or some kind of night that people just kind of like cling to and they say this is this. Okay. But whenever someone's grinding at rhythm speed, everybody knows what that is. Okay. It's like a fuck rhythm and everybody knows what those do. But when we get down to patronizing long, everybody sees, but the jackass that's over there that's lost a bit will always walk up and start talking. All right. But when somebody responds, it's always going to be a respond. But when a respond only responds, she's not going to find a way to get to the next place because all you've seen was the back of her hair neck. So patronize me long less, but if that's the thing, then patronize whatever the thing is. Just do the thing, but you don't have to talk to me about it that long because it's going to be over in a minute. All right? It just is. That's just how the thing is. Not life, just the thing. Just the thing, not life, just the thing. Oh my God. It just sounds so ridiculous. But when I get really into it, I don't think that life is taken. I really think that you're grinding at a thing for long. But anyway, that's all I'm trying to say. I hope you have a nice thing night. Your life night is in the midst of after watching this movie a few, but you'll get into that in a minute. I hope you have a good evening, but don't get lost in perversion, seduction, and ridicule. Don't get lost in that because too many people are just kind of lonely and riding around looking for someone to jump on with and just kind of do the thing. Do your life, let them do the thing. All right? Have a nice night.